We all know when Ted Baillieu was Liberal President, he backed selling 300 of our schools. And his real estate agency got the contract to sell many of them. But what none of us knew, when the Liberals sold the Preston and Northcote Community Hospital, you guessed it, the same company again got the contract to sell it.
Authorised N. Rees for the ALP West Melbourne.
So Neil, you imagine.
You're not saying anything improper, but are you implying something?
Well, so you imagine if he was elected on Saturday, and the Liberal Party again sold more schools, and the contract to sell them went to the state president of the Liberal Party, David Kemp. Would you think that looks right or is appropriate behaviour? And I don't think it is. Imagine if we're selling off government property and all of the contracts to sell that, and the benefit that goes with it goes to the state president of the Labor Party. I think it's not appropriate. I haven't said, the ad doesn't say that it's improper. So
you're not saying he's influenced policy or anything?
Well, the ad is a statement of fact.
Just ask you about something else. I was talking to the Premier earlier about this writ you've issued against the government over the ad, and I played the ad, but this is what the Premier said.
I think it's not appropriate. I haven't said, the ad doesn't say that it's improper. So
you're not saying he's influenced policy or anything?
Well, the ad is a statement of fact.
It's a statement of fact, but you've done nothing improper.
Well, I think the implications in the ads are clear. I've had advice on that, Neil. I've taken action, and I don't intend to comment on that action other than to repeat what I said yesterday. The imputations, I believe, are defamatory, and the imputations, according to the advice I have, are that I have been involved in improper behaviour. Now the Premier seems to be walking away from that.
Well, you're saying you haven't done anything improper. Does that help you? Does that
well, I think it simply demonstrates, Neil, the folly of these ads.
Okay, but you've been running a few negative ads yourself, haven't you? There's that one that has a go at Rob Hulls about in particular writing to a victim of crime.
Well, as I understand it, that's exactly what happened.
Well, the government's released the letter. I can't. What does that ad say about Hulls?
You'd have to read the text to me, Neil.
Did you authorise it?
No, I've seen the ad on television, and as I understand, it's just one individual commenting on his experience.
Yeah, and saying that Rob Hulls actually told him as a victim of crime to have sympathy for the offender. Well,
I can only attest to the individual concerned, Neil. I only hear what the individual concerned has said.
But that's what I'm saying. They've released this letter that it's based on, and it seems that he's not saying that.
Well, Neil, I haven't seen the letter, and I've only seen the ad.
Isn't it reasonable? But both yourself and the Premier are distancing yourself from your advertising. I mean, don't you wear the advertising? I mean, the Premier wears lead, implying that you've done something improper. You would wear it if it's gone off the deep end on Rob Hulls. Isn't that reasonable?
Well, indeed, and as I understand it, Neil, this is the one you're referring to is the father of a victim, and he's telling his story.
Yeah, but is it fair?
Well, Neil, his story is his story, and I think it's reasonable for him to tell his story.
You're paying for it.
Well, indeed, but I can only say that his story is obviously a genuine story, and that's certainly as I understand it.
Do you think we need some greater controls on political advertising? I mean, you're alleging you're a victim of one, and there seems some argument that Rob Hulls, believe it or not, could be a victim of another.
Well, he can deal with that as he sees fit. I mean, this is obviously an exchange he's had with this individual. The individual is telling his story and telling his story freely.
So do we need controls on political advertising or not?
Well, there are some controls now, Neil. It's up to those who present the ads to ensure that they're correct, and when they're not, or whether they make imputations, then there are consequences.
And you're happy with yours?
I'm comfortable with the ads that have been presented, Neil. I've seen them on the television, and that's the extent of it.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Neil.
Opposition Leader Ted Baillieu, 96900 693 13 13 32. I'm sorry if that sounded a little bit esoteric, but there is this, it's sort of the goose and gander stuff. The The ad for Rob Hulls is, according to the Labor Party, and they're presenting a reasonable sort of argument, is misleading.